Hi everyone, welcome to How Ines Rolls. I have a super easy recipe for cookies that I want to share with you today, and I need to get started. So I was looking through my Pinterest and I found strawberry cookies using real strawberries. So I thought, okay, I'll pin that, I'll do it another time. Well, I have some frozen strawberries and I thought, well, maybe I could use those. So I'm going to show you a little bit later what I'm going to do with the frozen part of this recipe. But yes, you can use frozen strawberries. So tonight we are having and hosting Ezra's group of aged boys. So 7 turning 8. They are coming here to our house, which we do a little activity with church, and they like my cooking. Last time they were here, I made them some really yummy treats, and they said, "Yes, we can't wait. Is your wife cooking some stuff for us?" No pressure, no pressure. So no, I don't mind actually at all, because that way I can make all these yummy treats for other people and I get to have one. So what we're gonna I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need, and you may have everything already in your pantry or your freezer. Okay, so you'll need some lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of that, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 egg, a half of a teaspoon of vanilla. We'll need 1 3/4 cups of flour, a half a cup of oil, and a half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I had all of these already in my pantry. Did you have everything in your pantry? If you do, you may want to make some of these yummy cookies. So I also have a couple of baking sheets here with some foil. It suggests parchment paper, but I don't have that yet. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of cooking spray on these. They're good to go. And what is another thing that just attracted me to this recipe is that it's all in one pot, one pan, and no egg beaters. Like, I don't have to get my mixer out. Yes. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is whisk all the wet ingredients. The eggs, or the egg, the juice, the oil, vanilla, the sugar. Well, we're gonna mix those well. Okay, so I have everything in here. Now I even mixed in the baking powder before I'm adding the flour in it, which is 1 3/4. I will also attach the recipe to the bottom of this video, so that way you can refer back to it if you didn't write everything down. So easy, you guys. So what we're gonna do next after I mix all of this is get our strawberries ready. So if you are using fresh strawberries, you would just chop them into small little bites, like little tiny pieces, but I'm using frozen, so I want to do that last because I don't want them to thaw out. And then I'm going to be doing something a little bit extra just to make sure to compensate for the extra moisture. So you only need a cup full. Is that right? Yes, 1 cup. And so this one I really like because I love doing everything in one bowl. I don't like to have extra things. I'm not a fan of the mixer. Sometimes if you ever see me with the hand mixer, I'll use just 1 beater because I'm like, ugh, I don't want to have to clean everything. So that's why a lot of my recipes are super easy, but they are so good, right? Like, a lot of them are really good, or I've found some really great ones, so I'm happy to test. So I'm just going to make sure this flour is mixed in nicely, and then I'm going to get working on my strawberries. So I just pulled out my freezer sliced strawberries. Didn't even know they were sliced. So sliced is even better because it's less to do. But if you have whole strawberries, it'll work just fine. You just kind of have to work a little bit fast because you don't want these to thaw out too much. So I'm just chopping them up into little bits. Because they're going to be in the cookies, I don't want them to be huge. So, like think chocolate chips or mini chocolate chips if you can. We don't want to pulverize them either, but we need a cup full. So we need to work a little bit fast. So I'm going to work on this and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have here 1 cup of chopped strawberries. Now I almost always have the strawberries in the freezer because I like to make my own jams. So I always have them in my freezer. So they're starting to thaw out a tiny bit. So I'm going to add to that a tablespoon of flour. So this will offset, according to the comments, any moisture, extra moisture, because they were in the freezer. So I'm just gonna kind of toss that in and around. And then I'm just gonna add it and fold it into my mix here. Not fold it, but just kind of mix it in. Making sure that they're evenly dispersed. You guys, this doesn't look like it's making a ton, so I've decided to make like 2 or 3 batches. So that way everybody has enough cookies. So tonight our activity would be normally with Boy Scouts. So this would have been the age group of the Boy Scouts, but our church is not doing Boy Scouts anymore. So we are doing activities, which the new program for our youth and the kids it's just so wonderful. So we are implementing where we get to help them and just guide them and mentor them in things that are related to social activities, spiritual activities, physical activities, and I'm forgetting something. There's 4 components, but you can see where we could have a whole lot of fun. And so that's what I'm so happy about, is that we get to do the fun. So tonight we are doing like a little church lesson on prophets, and then we are doing some airplane learning. And so we're going to be making some paper airplanes and then seeing how far they can fly. So that will be super fun. And so now they'll have some yummy cookies, hopefully. So now we're going to make these into golf size balls and then put them right on the cookie sheet. Bake them at 350 for about 15 minutes. I'm going to kind of keep my eye on them. But before I put them in, I also am going to sprinkle a tiny bit of sugar. So I'll bring you closer. So mine made about 14 cookies. So I'm going to put these in right now. So remember to set the timer. So I'll probably set my timer for about 13 minutes so I can check on them. But it says that it should be cooking for about 15. So that way I kind of get a little bit of a head start to kind of notice. But can't wait to try. They just came out, you guys. Look at that. So after telling you guys to set the timer, totally forgot to set the timer. So I think they turned out great. I can't wait for them to cool down a little bit and then we'll try them. I have another batch going in next. So my first batch here is nice and, or maybe semi-cooled. But before you serve it, you could get a little powdered sugar and make them extra special. So I'm gonna give it a try. All right, here we go. That's really good. It's not overtly sweet, which means the boys are probably not gonna like it as much. I just gotta dip it in chocolate. That's probably what they'd like. That is really good though. So you could do this with any fruit, I think. That would be so good with raspberries. I saw that somebody said they did it with pears. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Let's see what everybody else thinks. All right, Kobe just ate it and devoured it. What'd you think?
Good.
It's good? Little tart, little sweet. What'd you think?
Good.
It's a cookie. And Ezra, so he's got his powdered sugar on there. You like that? You think the boys will like it tonight? Okay, that's what I want to hear. So we got this one just trying it. He came home from school. You like that?
Yeah, good.
It's not like super sweet. but it's
I don't
okay,
like it.
right?
I don't like it.
You don't.
Love it.
Oh, you love it. So I really, really enjoy them. I hope the boys will enjoy them, but I'll have to report back to you. I don't see why they wouldn't. They're nice. They're crispy. They're soft on the inside. The strawberries can be a little bit tart, but that's just because they normally can be. But the extra sugar on top and add the little powdered sugar, oh man, it is so good, you guys. I could see this being like a little ice cream sandwich with some whipped cream in the middle or some kind of like strawberry shortcake-ish. But let me know in the comments if you've ever made this before or if you think making some with different fruit would be so good, because I think so too. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. I just love all of you guys and appreciate all of your support. And I just think making all these fun recipes is awesome and it's so fun to do. So again, thanks so much for stopping by, and stick around, rollers. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye everyone.